Hey, what's up, Sam here. I've reviewed all sorts of e-bikes, from fancy and expensive e-bikes to bargain basement models. The Eleglide M1 series is very much the latter. Thanks to its budget price of just $775 the Plus is $954. You can find the link in the description. Eleglide is a powerful new e-bike brand that's debuting on buying globally, so currently has the best price ever. Definitely go and check it out. With that being said, how far can an e-bike go with this budget price? Is it going to be mediocre or awesome? After actually spending more than 2 weeks on its saddle, here's my real-life user experience. Let's start with Eleglide M1 Plus unboxing and assembly. For what's inside the box is quite standard for an e-bike. You get a power adapter, manual, pedal, and some tools for installing tracer, and then of course the bike. For the assembly, I've actually shot a tutorial that when I visit the Eleglide factory. You can check out the video from here if you're interested. Seeing the engineer assembling the bike was so easy, but when it was my time to assemble the bike, it was easy too. But I've got to admit, the first time I accidentally installed the front fork reversed. I guess it's the movie Tenet's fault, because I watched it recently and it's all in my head and I thought I'm in another reversing world. So, what jokes aside, when I realized something was wrong, it took me about 5 minutes to rectify it. You just make sure this part is in front. Otherwise, it would be difficult to install the light and the front fender. Anyway, if I hadn't made that mistake, then it would only have taken me about 20 minutes from unboxing to get it ready. I would say crazy and fast. This part is somehow boring, but still I like to talk about it a bit more because the M1 series does look minimalistic and sexy. First, let's check out Eleglide M1. It features two CST26 by 2.1-inch large pneumatic tires, each with a mechanical disc brake. Compared to hydraulic disc brakes, it's a lot easier to use and maintain, perfect for entry-level riders. The rear tire sports a 250-watt motor, which enables you to reach a max speed of 25 km/h. We'll get to that in a second. Moving up is the 7.5 amp-hour capacity battery. For my test, I can easily reach about 60 km in mobile mode on a single charge, where it takes about 4 hours to fully charge. Not bad for an e-bike in this price range. Finally, let's move to the handlebars. There are 2 handbrakes at the front, that's traditional. What's new is the Eleglide M1 sports 2 Shimano derailleurs. This is one of the few e-bikes I've tested that has this feature, and that gives it a whopping 21 speeds. Well, to be honest, I don't think most people really need this level of gradation in the e-bike drivetrain, because with the motor assistance, you can be a little less optimized with your gear ratios. You don't always need the exactly perfect ratio for every single incline. But for those who sometimes don't want assistance, that do want more choices, the Eleglide M1 certainly doesn't hold back. There's also a simple panel on the left handlebar and houses the power key, light, and mode switch button. That's all. As for the Eleglide M1 Plus, it has the same design as the M1. The plus part is it has upgraded the tires to 27.5-inch and also a much bigger capacity battery. The one on the Plus is 12.5 amp-hour compared to 7.5 amp-hour on the M1. That gives around 35 km more range in mobile mode. For others, they stay almost the same. Oh, the color is different too. If you have to ask more of the differences, which color do you like most? Let me know in the comments section. In terms of the ride, I didn't go in expecting much, but I was pleasantly surprised. Again, it doesn't compare to the several $1,000 e-bikes or some fighter-type e-bikes I've reviewed before, but it also doesn't have to. Standing on its own is a fun bike to ride and to run on. The suspension and 26-inch tires are enough to absorb some bumps in the road and make uneven surfaces doable without jarring your wrist bones apart. I felt comfortable and stable on those well-maintained city roads, but for cobblestones or the high impact or rough terrain, it felt a bit less enjoyable but acceptable. Overall, I'm totally fine with it, as the M1 series is more for city commutes, and I assume most people will be using the M1 on fairly decent streets and bike lanes. The power is plenty for average riders, even though it might not climb steep hills on its own. Right now, you may have noticed one thing: the M1 series bikes seem to only have moped mode. What about pure electric mode that doesn't require me to pedal? Well, Eleglide has got you covered. You can install the pure electric kit that comes with the box. Once installed, you can just rotate the throttle and let the bike do the work while you just enjoy the ride. The reason why it's not installed by default is because in some countries, pure electric mode is not allowed for e-bikes, so Eleglide limited by default and leaves the choice to you. Yes, always check your local laws before riding. Another good thing about the M1 series is they come with a walking mode, namely when sometimes you don't want to ride but walk with the bike. Unlike traditional bikes, you have to push hard, especially on steep slopes, while for the M1 series, you don't have to. It gives you a moderate amount of power to assist you pushing the bike, so you can easily go over different slopes. So now, my conclusion. Despite the fact that Eleglide is largely undiscovered brand, I had a great experience with the Eleglide M1 series. Of course, it's not going to be the best e-bike I've ridden, but for sure, they're pretty decent e-bikes for their prices. Everything else on the bike pretty much screams good enough to me. The speeds are fine, not crazy fast, but enough for your daily commutes. The tires are acceptable, not stellar. The frame is fine, not overbuilt, but fine. The shifters are fine for this level e-bike. It's all acceptable for a leisurely, fun e-bike designed to get someone out of the house and onto the road or trail. And to me, this is a low-cost way to get into off-road electric bike riding as well. Not serious downhill riding or hitting any sweet jumps, but rather some good old-fashioned trail riding on an e-bike that will give you a nice boost to help you go faster and farther than you are used to. All in all, I would highly recommend the M1 series for those who just want a decent and sexy bike for daily commutes and occasionally fun off-road riding. Again, the M1 series is yet another cool e-bike that proves you don't need to blow your budget to get a solid one. It's not too heavy on the back or the wallet, and it offers up a decent amount of performance for the price. And that's maybe what you are looking for too. Link is in the description, please don't forget to check it out. I'm Sammy, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!